Christmas, gentlemen. Holy Crack Shot here for a Let's Play of this game called Scavenger SV4. Scavenger SV4 is an exploration roguelike with a hint of horror. I've played about 3 hours, so I know the basics of this game, so I'm not going to be a complete and total noob, but I'm also not an expert either. So basically, a ship orbiting a highly radioactive planet, and just by being in orbit, you are being exposed to hard radiation, which will eventually. You do have a medical bay where you can go and alleviate. That's right, all it does is alleviate and reduce slightly your exposure to radiation. So what you do in this game is you send down your rover to the surface of the planet, and you will map out as much of the region of the planet as possible, while also discovering and researching artifacts from whatever your backstory says the civilization is. So with that, let's play Scavenger SV4. We'll name the character Holy Crack Shot, and I suppose I will actually character after me. I'll just simply call the character Mr. Holy because that's me, Mr. Holy, and we'll name the ship Holy Crack Shot. I will then I'm going to make it, let's see what color. I will go with red. Right tone. Yes, let's go with a bright red with a very colorful ship. So with that, let's begin the game. So first thing that I should note is the radiation damage does not start until until you exit the quarters of your room. The quarters which you will start. So you can be rest assured that you're not dying as soon as you start, but as soon as you leave your room, then the radiation exposure begins. So you want to act as fast as you possibly can. So far in my 3 hours of playing the game, I've had no personal encounters on the ship with other living creatures, but I'm sure that is not always going to be the case. It might happen in this Let's Play, or I'll just be the lucky person who never has a organism on board. So this is your quarters. You start here. You're in 0 gravity, so you have to get used to that, going up and down and all that. Keys either up, C's to or just look down, has to go up, and so on. Get used to the controls. So here's the backstory. There's quite a few logs, but this first. The drives have been overdue for a rebuild for months. Can't really afford it. Can't really put it off much farther either. One is sounding pretty bad and I'm limping on the other 3. Bloody hell. That means I'm going to have to put in at Novigrad for a week or 2. Okay, so basically I am driving a ship that it's on its last leg, but of course that doesn't actually affect the functionality of the ship. So here's the bridge, and the storage room is right here. you'll click on the green to open the door and red to close. For right now, I'm going to just keep my doors open as I go through them. Once I pass through this door or that door, then the radiation will start killing me. So let's get going. Here's the science lab. I'll get into that in just a second. Open up the door to metal. Here we go. So this is the science supercomputer that will research the artifacts that you uncover on the planet. Here's the cargo bay. Here you will move parts, the artifacts or parts of your round. I'm going to quickly move up because I like to be organized that way. There's also an options menu where you can use some of the components to your rover that you can choose not to have or put in storage and whatnot, or to not bring at all. So there were a couple components that I chose not to use at all. So I have more capacity to bring more stuff up from the planet's surface. Medical, the center of the ship, so it's right there. Then there's the rover garage where we can install and uninstall the artifacts or other items we have on our rover, since some are equal to the rover. So let's go ahead and quickly launch the rover, establish communications link with the rover. So here, as you can see, you have your user interface with rover that shows you the condition. As they're green, that means they're in the best condition possible, and you can do it by clicking this bar on the left here. You can switch that power system on and off, which will be helpful to conserve energy. So you can manage the power rover. It does have a solar periodically. You can switch around the displays on each of your systems on your rover, like this. I'm going to keep the video camera on the largest screen, and then you have the compass, my microphone, survey map, compass, and I have my power controller, which helps to utilize the power more efficiently, and then of course my battery, which is how much power is in my rover. Alright, we've touched down on this nearby. You just go right up to this derelict object, pick up, come on, there you go, and then it picks up the object and your inventory right here. So it's important to leave behind useless components rover, because that means you can pick up artifacts before having to back up, which saves you a lot of time. So this is a bulk of what you're going to be doing, probably all planets. There's no other planets, it's just this one. And as you can see, we have no idea what the object we just picked up. So we just drive the rover. You can, excuse me, you can click on the turret so you can move around, which will be helpful when you get a weapon of some kind. Right click to deselect the turret or even the you're using. Here's another another ruin. Alright, Some terrain is pretty difficult to traverse. Keep that in mind as you... Oh, here we go, here's the object. Now, something that I do know is if you get 2 items simultaneously, then you are guaranteed that one of those is an alien organism. You have no idea which one it is, but when you bring it up to, you're going to have to dispose of that alien accordingly, which if there is one on this Let's Play, then I will show you. If not, then I wish you, if you do encounter an alien. So like I did mention, there are weapons in this game, so there is likely going to be Daryl defend aliens on the planet that you'll have to kill. So if you do encounter dangerous aliens or ancient defenses, you're going to have to defend yourself. You only have weapons from any artifacts, so if you don't get any weapons from your discoveries, then you're basically screwed against them. You have the recall button in the top right corner of this UI. You just use that and it just simply flies back up from the position it's at, and it will then go back up into the cargo bay where I'll further explain as that becomes permanent. Excuse me. Alright, so as you can see on the right here as well, the survey map is discovering little bits of the planet that does go towards points on your epilogue. And when the game ends, whether you leave or you die, an epilogue will explain what happened afterwards, and you'll get it at the very end, which here. Alright, what is that? Okay, it's just a derelict. It's just a ruin. Here we go. The last item. As you can see, when I'm still using the manipulator arms, it charges the battery. Absolutely nothing. The battery starts to charge. But of course, it's not going to be since I'm about to back up to the. Now, when you drop back down to the surface, you'll be in the exact same position, facing the exact same way. I'm going to want to position my rover accordingly. Just simply move forward conveniently. Okay, I will this way, and now it's ship. So right click to deselect, but keep the communications link up on there. Medical room and see what damage is and alleviate it. Activate auto dock. Alright, dock, what's the damage? Radiation damage, cellular damage caused by ionizing radiation, elevated long-term risk. Treatment, radiation mitigation therapy, current dose equivalents 800 millisieverts. Post-treatment estimation 233 millisieverts residual. Authorized treatment. There. It didn't cure, remove the radiation damage. It did alleviate it. There we go. Done there. Alright, now it's back. Alright, so there is a safe and dangerous way of unloading this. The safe is to bulk unload. It'll unload the rover into the bay, which is right down in front of the rover. So let's do that. Oh boy, I guess that was a mistake on my part. See if there's an board. At the very least, there's no way of knowing if it's an alien or not, because you don't know about the second item. That's what this is. Alright, they're all just artifacts, so that's great news. So let's then transfer these into this lab so we can begin research. And keep that artifact in there, because if it's an artificial computer, it has a way of being able to hack my systems and destroy me and take me to the ship. Laboratory. Now I can do research, but then it will slow down and split speed across them. As you research specific categories of artifacts, it'll become faster to research. So, like for example, if I keep on getting a bunch of electrical artifacts, then it will go by so much faster when I get my next electrical artifact. It's an electrical weapon. Further research reveals this electrical device has offensive capability. Preliminary conjecture: device can be used as an electrically operated weapon. User is interactively assisting research on this sample. So if you get off of this, then it'll slow down, but if you get on here, which is a proximity, okay, then you'll speed up research for that artifact. Alright, it's an arc projector 2801. This is offensive weapon. When a powerful electrical arc is projected, really damaging but unpredictable and erratic in area of effect. Alright, sounds good. I'll go ahead and research all. As the research is going on with that, I'm going to equip this arc projector onto the rover so that I can at least have a weapon on it. So to the garage, there we go, and then move the rover to the garage for the upgrade, for the installation. Did not mean to do that. Okay, but it is optical. Okay, I'll come here, do research all again. Okay, I have a laser field optical. Alright. So far so good. If I do that, I'm going to come to the auto dock again and get some more radiation mitigation treatment. Let's see the damage. Alright, I'm at 640 millisieverts. Authorized treatment cell has 146 millisieverts of radiation. Alright, warning: radiation dosage of exposure limit. Cellular damage detected. All available radiation treatment applied. No mitigation possible at this time. I got a pulse laser. Okay. Mechanical laser. Pulse laser. Thermal. Okay. The arc projector and pulse laser. I'll take a look at the pulse laser first before on arc projector, so I can see which one I would prefer to have on the rover. Okay, pulse laser. Let's see. This device is a high energy, capable of delivering a high energy output in a very short duty cycle. The beam will accentuate through atmosphere, resulting in reduced damage over distance. 5 damage, 100 cyclic rate, 71. Firing power cost, 6. And it'll sell for 2,900. Heat sink. This is a thermal conductor. Excellent thermal conductor. Complex convolute profile with substantial surface area. It radiates heat efficiently and could be used as a passive heat sink to dissipate excess thermal energy from the rover. Sounds useful. Got another pulse laser, 53/E. Is it the same thing? Yeah, same thing but different name. Active. Alright, this device is a broad spectrum transmitter. The signal generated is of sufficient strength to induce glitches in other devices within the field. This is predicted to interfere strongly with radar and to oversaturate targeting sensors, making the emitter difficult to accurately pinpoint. Operation of this is highly detectable and interferes with rover communications. Alright. So I will take another look at, well, first I will be depositing some of these items into the storage. So heatsink, storage, active jammer, storage. And both of these pulse lasers are identical except for the name. So I'll put that one in storage. I'll put this one next to the projector so I can compare them. Alright, let's take a look at both of these. Arc projector, let's see, 10 damage, 72 accuracy, 54 cyclic rate, and 10 firing power cost. 5 damage, so it does double the damage, but accurate. Slower rate of fire. It takes. Alright, so it fire. Close range weapon. I think I'll go with the arc with the pulse laser. So I now have a weapon. I will now have a weapon installed on my rover. I'll keep the power off on this until it's needed, because if I leave it on passive, it will pass energy from my rover. So with that, I will now send my rover down to the planet's surface. Launch rover. There we go, and I'll put the pulse laser into storage so I can use that so I can sell all this or do whatever my character's going to do for his epic. Oh, I will do another. I'll check the radio on me again, and then I'll quickly go through the other rooms of the ship so you know the layout of my ship. Alright, I'm back. 800 millisieverts, so I'm going to authorize treatment, so I'll go down to 473 millisieverts radiation exposure. There we go. So I have to keep that up, be on top of it for my character. The storage, that's the airlock where we will, if we encounter a dangerous creature on the planet, then we will dispose of them accordingly in the airlock. This shows me the item I have on the EVA, which me from the airlock, probably protect me maybe if some actual damage from hostile aliens if I end up quarreling with one. However, let's focus on, oh yes, I forgot, there's the storage engineering. So periodically your screen might randomly malfunction or have a glitch. So here into where you will then your user terminals. All of my terminals are nominal, but if not, just click on the system that you need to reboot. So you click force reboot system and it'll be back to normal. If you encounter the alien computer or AI computer, then it will systematically control your ship. And the strategy is to force reboot every single system, ending with engineering, of course, because if you reboot that, then you will lose the system. You will then have that system unavailable. Okay, so rebooting the cargo because it appears to have malfunctioned. So let's take a look there. Open. There we go. I guess the screen is fine. I'll close these doors as soon as I find out that there's an alien on my rover. Alright, it looks like it's on the planet's surface. So let's continue. So you can see the arc projector is now showing up on my camera screen here. So it is equipped, and just for the sake of demonstration, I'll power it and fire that. Just fire a lot of power real fast. So that is arc projector. Mapping out the planet as well, so even though I'm not finding artifacts, it's still going to count towards my final score, provided I survive this. Oh, awesome. Oh, I forgot to power it. Here we go. Alright, I think I got it, but I'm going to shoot it one more time just to be sure. Yeah, there we go. It's dead. I think I destroyed it. Derelict defense system, defense turret. Once after it's destroyed, then I can come up to it and I can uncover some artifact from it, like any other that I've encountered, like any other derelict or ruin. Alright, so let's continue on. That's a hostile encounter. I have encountered aircraft that will shoot at me. That is extremely dangerous, but my character wants to get rich, so he's continuing on. We are doing great so far, in my opinion. Alright, there's another ruin right there for it. Excuse me. Alright, now let's check this out. Another ruin. So let's see. Also, as you research a lot of the same category of items or artifacts, you will get more information of the item before you can bring it up to the ship, so you'll get a better idea of what you're picking up, if it's the same category of item. So far, a bunch of mystery. Got a good eye out, or I guess in this case a good around and make sure nothing around trying to hit me. Battery's getting a little low, so I'm gonna just a second to let it charge. Can also power down some system faster. I actually don't need the manipulator arms on at all times. So off. Alright. I'm not really seeing anything that I can loot. Come on, where are you, ruins? Or derelicts? Where are you at? Where are you? Alright, I guess we're just going to just take a good roll around the landscape. What little we can actually see. Come on now. Thing to discover. Well, at least I'm mapping out a significant portion of the planet's surface in this region. Looks like there's still nothing. Wait. I think that's a ruin up ahead right here. Yeah. Alright. This will be the last one. This will then make my inventory full so I can bring it up. Okay, just need to switch the manipulator back on. Take the object, and now got a rover that's packed full of ancient artifacts. I'm gonna point you out this way. I think I see it. I think that's a mountain actually. But anyway, let's recall. Yeah, that's a mountain. You could actually use your turret so you can look down, try and get a better idea of what you're looking at. As you're going up or down, you can take a look. So, rover's coming back up. I'm gonna go back to the auto dock and just go ahead and get some radiation mitigation therapy. Oh wow, 1266 millisieverts. Mild radiation sickness, scattered cellular damage, measurable damage, white blood cell count reduced, authorized treatment. So there's nothing I can do about the actual radiation exposure. All I can do is reduce the amount I get with every treatment. And then it's just up to me to how long I actually want to stay here before I leave the planet, before I leave the planet's orbit and go and sell off this, or whatever my character's going to do in the log. Hold on 1 second. Alright. I'll bulk unload the rover. And let's see. Aliens. There's minutes. Alright, looking good. Alright, no aliens. EM. That's interesting. Time to move all of these over to the science. There we go. Too bad there's not an easier way of putting these into the science lab. Alright, there we go. Now let's begin the research. I'll do research all. Alright, this is already on phase 2 because it's in the category as items that we have already discovered. This one is electrical. Initial research has determined this device contains thick conductive pathways consistent with heavy electrons. Preliminary conjecture is electrical in nature. The sample appears to be straightforward and analysis. Nice. Power storage. Further research reveals this device appears to be capable of storing significant electrical current. Preliminary conjecture object is or can be used as a power storage device. Research. Okay, yeah. This is substantially longer, so hopefully it's a nice expensive item. It's mechanical. It's a transmitter. Alright. Radio frequency signals. When powered, the practical effect of this broadcast is not yet clear. The device is a transmitter. Additional research is necessary to determine possible application. Alright. Well, so far. Manipulators. Okay. Surge capacitor. This power storage device operates as a capacitor, able to charge and discharge very rapidly. The overall storage capacity of this device is somewhat compromised in order to accommodate fast transient peaks of inbound and outbound charge. Well, in that case, I'll just put it in storage. 3,500 credits, it's pretty good. An EMP bomb. Indicate that this device will generate a catastrophic electromagnetic pulse directly into destructive quantities of current in nearby devices, including itself. Powering this device is in the proximity of any electronics is strongly counter-indicated. Devices which survive with damage, most active electronics will be destroyed. Then I will not use it. Manipulators. This device can be adapted as an alternative to the manipulator arm assembly of the rover for sample recovery. This device is thermal, remaining relatively cool during operation. This is a launch. This device appears to be an arrangement of equipment around a central launch tube. Additional research is necessary to the nature of projectile and of the system. Sit in front of this screen, selecting this item, this artifact. It does speed up research, which is why I'm doing it. Alright, so it is a rocket array. This device appears to implement unfamiliar technologies to achieve a familiar goal, launching a swarm of guided drones, each equipped with a proximity-fused explosive warhead. Powerful weapon, but I am not going to equip it. I'm going to put it in storage. So everything here, the manipulator arms, I will onto the rover. I'll replace that. But all those other items I will put to storage. Move the rover to garage. I'll put these into storage. We're getting there. Alright, there we go. Now let's go ahead and equip these. Well, first, that's what it looks like on the rover. The rover actually does change its look as you install and uninstall components to it. Manipulator arms. Uninstall. Then remove it. And then I'll install these manipulators. There we go. And that's it. Now time to... Alright, I want the arms look like. Alright, so they are quite a bit larger than my original manipulator. But now we'll go ahead and launch the rover again. And let's see. Come on. I'll go ahead and discard this item. The manipulator arms. 50 value is not very much. There. And I'm going to go ahead and quickly head over to the well, actually I'll do sorry, I'll come to the medical one more time. I mean again. Alright, so go ahead and select it and take a look at the damage, and hopefully get some mitigation. Alright, we're up to 1400 millisieverts. Moderate radiation sickness, significant cellular damage, damage to bone marrow, white blood cell count markedly. Authorized treatment. Do not panic. That's funny. Alright. I mean, who wouldn't panic if they're orbiting a radioactive planet? I actually think that this is a good point in time to the video. So if you guys enjoyed this video, then be sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Ciao, everyone.